Hi, this is Mike Breedlove with MGB Guitars. Today, I want to talk with you a little bit about the kits that we make available on our website. I've been building cigar box guitars for a number of years, and like many of you, I've got my favorite places to go to look for the boxes. I've been finding boxes for years, bringing them home. Like you, like many of you, I've got a big pile, I've got a big stash of them. But one of the things I noticed early on when I was looking for these cigar boxes is that I began to see a lot of boxes that just weren't the perfect size, that couldn't work. We all are familiar with those boxes that are just absolutely perfect. This is one of my favorites, recently found. Beautiful artwork, just about the right size. For me, anything over 9 inches is good enough to build a cigar box guitar. Really like this box. We're all excited to find the really unusual ones, like for example, when I found this one. This one is called Honey and Hand Grenades. You can see the cool logo here with a bee and a hand grenade. It's also called the Shiv. This is going to be a really cool box. I can't wait to build something out of this. But a lot of times when I was going to the stores, when I was looking at the boxes that were available, I'd stumble onto a lot of them that are just too small. I thought, there's no way I could make a guitar out of that. I thought, well, I really don't need it for anything else. So I would pass up on these boxes. And there were more and more, and there's so many of these I passed up. Well, I got to thinking about it, and I said, maybe there is a way I could use that. Maybe I could use parts. So what I developed is what I call my fat bottom series of guitars. I created this shape to allow me to use a lot of different guitar box parts to be able to make a guitar. It's interesting. It's not a traditional shaped cigar box guitar, but in a way it is, because it actually has all of the parts. The cover is made from a bunch of parts of a bunch of cigar boxes that normally wouldn't get used. I also have seen some other boxes, for example, this Aquitaine. This Aquitaine is a really cool box. Got a really nice logo on it. Too small to do anything with it, but I've made a guitar out of a number of these pieces. Again, put them together. One of my most popular ones is this one. I've made this in several versions. A lot of people really like this. I've had a lot of people come to me asking for this. And this is basically just using all of the really good wood that goes into some of these boxes, and rather than let them go to the dump, I turn them into a cigar box guitar. Let's take a look at this and I'll tell you a little bit more about how I do that. Get a lot of people that look at this and they're just amazed, looking at all these box joints and wondering, man, how do you do that? You spend all the time making all these box joints? No, those joints are already made for us, and I'll show you how I do that. What I have is I have a typical box that has the box joints. It's amazing how good a quality they put in something just to hold some cigars that'll ultimately go up in smoke. But I take the cover off. Then what I do is I cut the back off. And then what I do is I basically take the box and I flatten it out. And what I'm able to do is then put the pieces back together, clamp them and glue them, and now you can put them together on a cover and have a pretty cool guitar. So what we're doing is we're going to make this available to you, the builders, to come up with your own design. Maybe you have a specific brand that you like. Maybe you have a specific color that you want. Maybe you have a certain cigar style. Maybe a certain wood color that you like. We'll give you a kit that allows you to explore all those options. So what we're making available is a kit. This is the kit. It's the fat bottom kit. It's what I've been building for years. A lot of people ask about it. We decided to make it available at mgbguitars.com. So we'll take a look at the kit. Basically, this kit comes in 4 pieces. We have the back plate, a bottom ring, a top ring, and then we have the cover. We sell it to you in this form. It's up to you to figure out how you want to assemble this. What I do is I first glue the top ring to the cover. And then I take the back ring and I hold it in place and I begin to get it ready for the neck. Because what might happen is you need to notch this back ring to get it to fit perfectly with your neck. And then when you're done and you glue those parts together, you're able to put the cover on. What you'll notice with the back cover is you have the ability to mount it two ways. If you want, you can basically just glue it on. You'll probably have to find a way to make some kind of access in here to get to the electronics. Or the way I do it is I screw the back on. You can see the screws that I use. And you'll notice if you flip the cover around, you'll see that we've pre-drilled the holes, not all the way through, just shallow holes. And if you want, you can come in and you can finish drilling those out, and then you can flip it over, and now you can screw the cover on. What I suggest is that you use about a number 4 screw and you use a finish washer. That seems to work the best. That's what I use. If you take a look at this real close, you can see it. And then once all you have these components together, you've glued the front 3 pieces together, you possibly have screwed the back piece on, then I go and I profile, I sand. Have to take a lot of sanding, but it'll turn out pretty well. I have a belt sander. You may not have that. You may have an orbital sander, but you need to find a way to smooth this out all the way around. So once you do that, then you're ready for a final assembly. And oh, by the way, you don't have to just put parts of cigar boxes on there. We see a lot of people doing a lot of different things. Some people are decoupaging labels on it. Some people are decoupaging material on it. Some are painting it. Some are staining it. Lots of options. You can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. Feel free to use all your creative energies to come up with a great guitar. Well, when I started building the fat bottom guitars, they're kind of a traditional design. People liked them, but I had a lot of people say, Mike, we need a different design. We need something maybe a little more modernistic. So I came up with what I call the Comet. This is the Comet. Again, it's exactly the same as the fat bottom, but it's just a different shape. Still the same number of components, still the back plate that has the pre-drilled holes, everything goes together. But it has kind of a different look to it, kind of a more appealing look. And so we have this available. In addition to the fat bottom and the Comet, we also have another kit. And we've named this after Bo Diddley. We call it the Bo Diddley kit. At the Hard Rock Casino in Orlando, there is a display with one of his guitars. Very simplistic, just a rectangle, but this is a kit that we're making available so you can make whatever type of guitar you'd like. A little bit different than the other two in that it's hinged in the middle. We make it available with some barrel hinges and you open it up from the center. Gives you a lot of flexibility. You can put the top half together, you can put the bottom half together, then you can go ahead and fit your neck, put in all your electronics, and then you could have a nice finished guitar. This one's been pretty popular and works out pretty well. Oh, there's one last guitar, one last kit that we make available at MGB Guitars. You may have heard about it, but it's our new license plate guitar kit. What we did is we've designed a kit that works real well with any license plate that you might want to fit in there. Again, similar to these other kits, a number of layers, a back plate and 2 cover plates. Assemble it together, sand and finish the outside, install the neck, install the electronics, put on your license plate, and you're ready to go. So those are all the kits that are available from MGB Guitars. Again, what we tried to do is launching off of the idea of the fat bottom guitar, we've come up with some other kits that we think are really helpful. Reasonably priced, easy to assemble, and they give you a platform to put all kinds of ideas into it as far as great ideas. We hope you like it. Appreciate you watching this video. If you have any comments or any questions, feel free to get a hold of us. I might even answer the phone. But again, thank you.